How would you like to start your day at sunrise on the top of a volcano on the island of Maui in Hawaii? We are at the summit of Haleakala, 10,000 feet above sea level, on the rim of a dormant volcano, watching the dazzling display of the sun rising up out of the ocean. It's a great way to begin our visit to the towns and countryside of Upcountry Maui. We'll see more of that sunrise in a moment after a brief summary of our upland adventure, visiting those high towns of Kula and Makawao, enjoying their peaceful and historic atmosphere, their art galleries, shops and restaurants, driving through beautiful landscapes. And we'll take a couple nature walks in a botanical garden and a flower farm. You'll also see a tiny hamlet at the end of the road. Driving through this lovely scenery is one of the nicest parts of your visit to Upcountry. So you'll need a rental car, which is useful for seeing the rest of the island as well. A great way to start your Upcountry adventure is getting up early and catching the sunrise at Haleakala, one of the most fascinating experiences in all the Hawaiian Islands. You will be at the summit of a dormant volcano, 10,000 feet high, and where it gets pretty cold. It can go down below freezing in the wintertime easily. So if you're coming up from the beach like most of the visitors, don't think you can wear your tank top and shorts up here on the mountain. There is a small enclosed pavilion that gives you some shelter from the elements, but of course you've come here to be out looking at the sunrise and be in nature, so you'll want to spend most of your time outdoors. After the sunrise is complete, you might want to stick around and do a little bit of hiking. There are a series of trails, some of them only a half a mile long, and it'll take you right down into the crater. Or you could spend a few hours hiking various other trails that go through that cinder desert landscape. For those really ambitious, much longer hikes with overnight camping in designated areas is possible, but you'll need to make reservations ahead of time. There are 30 miles of trails inside the crater. Most visitors are happy with a short walk and then having some fun playing around, enjoying the sunrise, and then moving along for the rest of their day, perhaps exploring more of Upcountry Maui as we're going to do shortly. There's a complex of important telescopes at the summit also, operated by the University of Hawaii Department of Astronomy, with the world's largest solar telescope and a surveillance complex looking for asteroids that might hit the Earth. Not open to the public. If you are coming up to Haleakala for sunrise, that's between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., reservations are mandatory. You can go online to the National Park Service and it only costs $1.50. And then when you arrive at the gate, you pay an entry fee. Currently it's $30 per carload. If you are not coming up during the sunrise hours, then reservations are not necessary, but there is an admission fee. Parking is always available because of the controlled reservation system. If you don't want to drive, there are bus tours available that can pick you up at your hotel and bring you up here and take you back to the hotel. However, then you're not going to see the rest of Upcountry as we're about to show you now. Driving along, if you notice some horses in the field, it's a sure sign that you are heading to Makawao, a charming upcountry town famous for its history of cowboys and ranching, which has become one of the island's most attractive villages. These rustic old wooden buildings now contain a whole variety of lovely shops, but it looks like something out of the Wild West, with front porches and false fronts in the facades. Look for free parking in one of those old-fashioned diagonal spaces, and then drop anchor for a while. Why don't you do a little strolling and kick back, have a snack or a full meal? The small history museum showcases exhibits about the cowboy culture and the old sugar plantation days. Makawao is a quaint and walkable town with a rustic old Hawaiiana charm, with modern shops. The architecture is a mix of plantation-style buildings and wooden storefronts, many of which have been transformed into boutique shops, restaurants, and art galleries. Some galleries are operated by the artist who created most of the paintings on the walls, such as Jordan's. Makawao is renowned for its thriving art scene, showcasing a wide range of creative works from paintings and sculptures to jewelry and crafts. Be sure to have a look inside Komoda's store. It was established in 1916 by Takezo Komoda. He was a Japanese plantation worker, and it's still operated by the same family in that old-fashioned way. They've become famous for their bakery, selling 400 cream puffs a day and 200 malasadas to customers who arrive early and snap them up before they're all sold out. That main street running through town is Baldwin Avenue, and at the top you will find Casanova, fine Italian cuisine. Probably the best, biggest, and most famous restaurant in all Makawao. This is by far the most attractive and enjoyable town in all of Upcountry. When you leave the village and walk around the corner, all of a sudden you're back out in the country. We've got some fighting cocks playing around. It seems like they're rehearsing for the big fight that might be coming up tonight. But here we see the birds just having some fun and practicing their moves. There's no doubt that we've gotten far away from those upscale hotels that line the beaches of Maui, and yet this beautiful country neighborhood is only an hour or two away from those beach resorts, and well worth the drive, especially this country town of Makawao with its casual atmosphere and compact layout with its residential community located right next to the village itself, making it convenient for the residents as well, giving them the serenity of living out in the countryside where it's nice and peaceful and quiet, and yet walking distance to the shops and restaurants of town, making this a great place to live, where the local kids even walk to school. Next, we're moving along to another famous place, the hamlet of Kula. You'll drive about 10 miles to get there from Makawao along this beautiful stretch of the Kula Highway, passing green fields and an occasional food truck or farmer's produce stand, lovely houses set up on the hillside, back from the road. A very nice place to live if you enjoy the peaceful countryside, with a pleasant climate due to its 2,000-foot elevation. You'll spot a few commercial activities as we arrive in the heart of downtown Kula. Well, that's about it. It's really only a couple of stores, a restaurant, and a general food store. Just as we saw in Makawao, the food store dates back to plantation times, selling everything that people need, kind of like a small supermarket or shopping mall. You'll probably spot a few cowboys in this rustic village. The real treasure of town is the Kula Bistro. It's a wonderful restaurant. This would be reason enough to come visit Kula. Very popular with the locals, a sure sign you're getting quality food at a fair price. There are several other restaurants in the area, including Kula Lodge, about 3 miles away, which is also a hotel. Or enjoy some French cuisine at La Provence. Some of that food was grown here in the rich volcanic soils, including onions, lettuce, cabbage, and herbs. There's also a hardware store and a gas station. From Kula, we're taking a short 3-mile drive, passing more of these lovely houses out in the suburbs of town, heading to the flower farm at Ali'i Kula Lavender. At 4,000-foot elevation with breathtaking views and beautiful walking paths, this flower farm is a perfect place to wander. It's a 13-acre farm with 55,000 lavender plants in 20 different varieties. You pay a small admission fee and then walk around in your own self-guided tour. At this altitude, they enjoy a Mediterranean climate with flowers blooming all year round. They've also got some olive trees, hydrangea, protea, and a variety of other plants. The farm's goal is to enrich the quality of life by evoking joy, rejuvenation, comfort, and serenity. We soon arrive at the nearby Kula Botanical Garden, which contains nearly 2,000 plant varieties, including protea, orchids, bromeliads, native Hawaiian plants, and trees, including koa and kukui.
And it's a beautiful garden. It's been open since 1971.
And how long a walk is it?
Most people are out there, of course, they're taking so many pictures. 45 minutes, an hour goes by before you know it.
And is it a loop?
Look like a tree.
Yeah.
Here's the trunk.
Okay.
And here's all the branches.
Yeah.
So when you come out of the gift shop, you go left to the trunk.
Yeah.
Then you come back to the trunk.
Okay.
Go left, turn around, back. And that way it's gradual, switch back, and you cover the whole left side of our big tree. You always go left.
Always go left.
Once you hit the top of the trunk, you turned around, doing left again, and gradually coming back down.
Right, so a series of loops.
That way you cover the whole garden tree.
And they have some Hawaiian tiki wood carvings representing the ancient gods. We're now approaching the end of our Upcountry Maui journey, going about as far as you can get on this country road. There seems to be just two little rustic buildings here, but it's a tiny village called Keokea. One building has an all-purpose general store with some food and sundries. It even has an art gallery on the side, displaying some vintage surfboards, and a coffee shop next door. The name of the place?
Grandma's Coffee House in Keokea.
And then tell me about Keokea. What do we see here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's a gas station, a market, and the restaurant.
And then this is it. This is Keokea. Okay. While there might not be a lot to see here, this one coffee shop makes Keokea a place worth visiting. It's a bakery, art gallery, and living room for the people of town. There are many reasons why this coffee shop at the end of the road is a very special place. Along with the plantation-style interior and beautiful paintings on the wall, you've got delicious food and friendly people working here. While they're noted for their bakery, they have a big menu with a complete breakfast and a dozen kinds of sandwiches. Plus, they have an amazing history that began over a century ago in 1918, when the original grandma began harvesting wild coffee beans and preparing coffee for her family. 4 generations later, the same family is still harvesting those organic coffee beans and serving them at their restaurant. Yeah, I'd like large coffee.
Large coffee. Anything else?
Bran muffin.
They have Eggs Benedict today.
Eggs Benedict.
Yes, Eggs Benedict, our own holiday song.
Sounds good.
Are we done?
We are.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, buddy. Thanks. We frequently upload new movies, so please subscribe to our channel and click that little alarm bell so you'll be notified. And if you enjoyed the movie, how about a thumbs up? And we always welcome comments down below. Or if you have questions about the destination, make note and we'll answer them. Thanks for watching.